This video did not exist in your reality until your consciousness collapsed the probability of finding it into this exact moment. You are not watching this by chance. You have been pulled here by a deep, undeniable resonance within your own soul. Today, we are going to talk about the observer effect and how the quantum field uses the physical world to communicate with you. Specifically, we will decode the profound mystery of seeing repeating animal symbols in your daily life. I promise you that by the end of this transmission, you will no longer see yourself as a victim of random circumstances. You will finally understand your true, terrifyingly beautiful power as the absolute creator of your reality. But before we dive into the deep waters of the unknown, I have a question for you. Have you ever felt that a bird, a fox, or an insect was looking at you not just as an animal, but as a messenger delivering a secret meant only for you? To truly understand what is happening to you, we must first look at the metaphysical fabric of existence. The quantum field is not just empty space. It is a vibrating, living ocean of infinite potential and wave probabilities. Every single thing that could ever happen already exists in this field as a dormant possibility. But these possibilities remain invisible and unformed until a conscious observer looks at them. In the esoteric traditions, this field is the mind of the universe. Observation is never a passive act. It is not just looking at things that are already there. Observation is an active, dynamic force that forces the invisible wave to collapse into a solid, physical particle. When you observe, you create. Your focus is the divine spark that turns the formless void into the reality you touch and feel every single day. Let us begin by dismantling the greatest illusion of your entire life. That is the illusion of coincidence. When you walk down the street and a specific animal crosses your path, your logical mind immediately tries to convince you that it is just a random event. But there is absolutely no such thing as random in a deeply conscious universe. What if I told you that the very concept of chance is a lie designed to keep your power dormant? You see, the quantum field does not operate on accidents. It operates on the law of pure resonance. When a raven stares at you from a high branch, or a deer stands completely still to meet your gaze, you are not just looking at local wildlife. You are looking at a highly specific quantum probability that your own consciousness has collapsed into physical form. You called it forth from the void. Your dominant vibration, the questions echoing in your soul, and the silent prayers you whisper in the dark, all ripple out into the invisible web of existence. And the universe, which is fundamentally a mirror, must reflect that energy back to you in a form you can register. So why does the universe choose animals to speak to you? Animals represent pure, unadulterated frequencies. Unlike humans, they do not possess an ego that distorts their energy. A hawk is pure vision and spiritual elevation. A spider is the ultimate architect of destiny. Because animals operate strictly on the frequency of the present moment, they are the perfect, frictionless conduits for the quantum field. When the universe needs to send you an urgent message, it bypasses the chaotic noise of human interaction and uses the pristine energy of nature. The animal becomes a temporary avatar for the universal mind. Think of them as localized physical manifestations of your own intuition. When your higher self needs to warn you, comfort you, or guide you, it reaches into the wave of probability and pulls out the exact creature whose archetypal energy matches what you need to know. It is a flawless system of cosmic communication that you are just now beginning to consciously decode. This brings us directly to the observer effect in your daily life. Modern science tells us that the electron only takes a physical position when an instrument measures it. But ancient mystics knew that you are the ultimate measuring instrument. When you begin to notice these repeating animal symbols, your act of noticing actually increases their frequency in your timeline. You might see 3 owls in a single week, first as a live bird, then on a billboard, and finally on a stranger's shirt. This is not a trick of the mind. Your focused awareness acts as a gravitational pull within the quantum field. By observing the symbol once and assigning meaning to it, you send a powerful command to the universe. You are essentially saying, "I am listening to this frequency. Send me more data." The field instantly reorganizes itself to put more of these symbols directly into your line of sight. You are actively painting your reality with the brush of your own attention. Here is the secret of the universal language that 99% of people completely miss. The quantum field cannot speak to you in English or Spanish or any human tongue. Human language is entirely too limiting, too bound by logic and history. The universe speaks the language of vibration, geometry, and archetype. When an animal repeatedly appears to you, it is delivering a concentrated packet of energetic information. It is a zip file of spiritual data downloaded directly into your subconscious mind. If you try to analyze it purely with your logical brain, you will miss the point entirely. You must feel the symbol. You must tune into the sensation that washed over you the exact moment you made eye contact with the creature. Did you feel a sudden wave of peace? Did you feel a spark of sudden alertness? That immediate, visceral emotional reaction is the true message. The animal is just the physical envelope carrying the invisible letter. Let us take the example of the bird that suddenly crosses your path. Birds are universally recognized as messengers bridging the gap between the earth and the heavens. Suppose you are struggling with a massive life decision, pacing in your room, locked in fear. You walk outside, and a massive hawk swoops down, landing just feet away from you. This is the quantum field screaming at you to rise above the details. The hawk carries the frequency of high-altitude perspective. Your consciousness collapsed that bird into your reality to show you that you are entirely too focused on the ground-level problems. The universe is telling you to look at the bigger picture. If you understand this, the moment of interaction becomes a massive quantum shift. You literally absorb the energy of the hawk, your own vibration rises, and the problem that seemed impossible suddenly reveals its own simple solution. You shifted timelines entirely through that brief observation. But what happens when the energy is different? Consider the fox, or the coyote, representing the trickster energy. If this symbol keeps showing up in your life, the quantum field is reflecting an area where you are deceiving yourself, or where reality is not what it seems. The trickster is not malevolent. It is simply an agent of disruption sent to break you out of a stagnant, predictable timeline. Perhaps you are staying in a job that drains your soul, or a relationship built on comfortable lies. The appearance of the trickster animal is a mirror reflecting your own inner avoidance. It is the field's way of saying that the wave of probability you are riding is about to collapse into a very uncomfortable situation if you do not change your vibration. The observation of the fox forces you to look behind your own masks. It is a profound gift, disguised as a momentary shock, designed to realign you with your absolute highest truth. Do not ignore the micro shifts brought to you by insects. Many people overlook bugs, waiting instead for a wolf or a bear to validate their spiritual journey. But the quantum field is incredibly efficient and often uses the smallest creatures to deliver the most profound, microscopic adjustments. If you constantly see spiders, the field is reminding you of your own creative power. A spider spins its web from its own body, just as you spin reality from your own consciousness. If a butterfly lands on you, it is a manifestation of sudden, beautiful transformation. These tiny beings require almost zero energy for the field to manifest, making them the most frequent and immediate signs of your vibrational alignment. When an insect commands your attention, it means the veil between the physical and the spiritual is currently paper-thin in your location. You are in a highly conductive state, ready to manifest with incredible speed. This is exactly where the role of emotion in observation becomes critical. In quantum mechanics, observing something collapses the wave, but in conscious creation, it is your emotion that decides the quality of that collapse. Emotion is energy in motion. It is the magnetic charge that pulls the event into your life. When you see your repeating animal symbol, what is the emotional charge you attach to it? If you see a snake and feel intense fear, you are using the symbol to validate a timeline of danger and hidden threats. You are commanding the field to bring you experiences that match that fear. But if you see the same snake and feel a deep sense of reverence for healing, shedding old skin and rebirth, you instantly pull a timeline of profound personal transformation toward you. The animal is completely neutral. It is your emotional reaction that instructs the quantum field on exactly how to build the next sequence of events in your life. What you are experiencing is what Carl Jung called synchronicity, but we must understand it as field feedback. Synchronicity is not a coincidence. It is the undeniable evidence that your internal state and the external physical world are permanently tethered together. When you are deeply aligned with your soul's purpose, the field provides continuous feedback to let you know you are on the right track. Repeating animal symbols are the green lights on the cosmic highway. Every time you spot one, the field is giving you a real-time progress report. It is saying, your current thoughts and feelings are successfully collapsing positive probabilities. Keep holding this exact frequency. The more you acknowledge these signs with gratitude, the more robust the feedback loop becomes. You enter a state of flow where the universe feels like an interactive playground, constantly winking at you through the eyes of the creatures you encounter. Often the appearance of these symbols is accompanied by a sudden, intense feeling of déjà vu. This is not a glitch in your brain. This is a quantum timeline intersection. When you experience déjà vu while locking eyes with a wild animal, you are standing at a crossroads of multiple parallel realities. Your higher self has orchestrated this exact moment across time and space. The animal is the anchor point. The feeling of having been there before is your soul recognizing that this exact event was pre-programmed by you before you even entered this physical body. It is an activation sequence. The field is essentially pausing your reality for a fraction of a second to upload new spiritual software into your energetic body. When the déjà vu fades, you are literally not the exact same person you were 5 seconds ago. You have shifted into a higher timeline, and the animal was the key that unlocked the door. Your subconscious mind acts as the ultimate quantum antenna in this grand process. Your conscious mind can only process a tiny fraction of the information available in the present moment, but your subconscious is connected directly to the infinite data stream of the universal field. It knows exactly where you need to look and at what exact millisecond to turn your head. Think about it. Why did you decide to look out the window at the exact moment a rare bird flew by? Why did you choose to walk down a different street today, only to encounter a stray cat that brought you immense comfort? Your subconscious mind picked up the signal before your physical eyes ever saw the animal. It navigated your body through space and time to perfectly align you with the manifestation of the symbol. You are a biological radio receiver, and you are finally learning how to tune into the hidden stations of the universe. Let us dive deeper into the actual mechanics of collapsing the wave of probability. Imagine the quantum field as a vast ocean of static electricity. It is waiting for a grounding rod to discharge its energy into the physical realm. Your focused intention is that grounding rod. When you ask the universe for guidance, you send a ripple through that ocean. The wave of all possible answers begins to swell, but it remains a wave until you surrender the need to control how the answer arrives. If you demand that the answer comes in the form of a phone call or a bank deposit, you limit the field. But when you remain open, the universe takes the path of least resistance. It collapses the answer into the flight path of a crow, or the sudden appearance of a majestic stag in the woods. The animal is the collapsed wave. It is your answer, materialized in flesh and bone, proving that your thoughts truly do have physical mass. But what happens if you choose to practice resistance and ignore the signs? What if you write off the repeating symbols as silly superstitions? The universe does not punish you, because the universe is you. However, the quantum field operates on the principle of momentum. If a gentle sign is ignored, the energy required to deliver the message must increase to break through your dense wall of logic. If you ignore the whispers of the butterfly, the field will eventually send a storm. Ignoring these synchronicities causes the energy to build up in the invisible realms, eventually crashing into your life as a sudden crisis or a chaotic event. The field will do whatever it takes to wake you up. By dismissing the animal symbols, you are essentially telling your higher consciousness to stop speaking softly. You are choosing the hard path. Recognizing the gentle signs early allows you to navigate reality with grace and absolute effortless power. This perfectly explains the ancient concept of the totem in the context of modern quantum mechanics. Indigenous cultures around the world knew that specific animals carried power, but this was not primitive superstition. It was advanced spiritual technology. A totem is a stable quantum archetype. When you align yourself with a specific animal totem, you are intentionally locking your energetic signature into a highly organized frequency pattern. If your totem is the bear, you are tapping into the ancient, grounded energy of deep introspection and overwhelming strength. You do not just admire the bear. You quantum entangle your consciousness with the idea of the bear. When you do this, the field must organize your personal reality to match that powerful frequency. The totem acts as a filter, blocking out low vibrational chaos and only allowing experiences that resonate with strength and wisdom into your physical domain. One must also consider the profound difference between nighttime dreams and waking dreams. When you sleep, your conscious ego is completely offline. The quantum field has direct, unhindered access to your visual cortex. Seeing an animal in a vivid, lucid dream is a pure download from the field. But when that same animal crosses into your waking life the very next day, a massive boundary has been breached. The universe is showing you that the barrier between the dream world and physical reality is completely an illusion. Your waking life is just a denser, slower-moving dream. When the symbols bleed over from the astral plane into the physical street, you have achieved a high level of manifestation mastery. You are successfully pulling matter from the void into the light of day. This dual appearance is the ultimate confirmation that you are no longer just a character in the dream. You have become the conscious dreamer. Now, the crucial step is activating your manifestation power using these symbols intentionally. You do not just have to wait for the universe to send an animal. You can initiate the sequence. You can command the field. Choose an animal symbol that represents the exact reality you wish to create. If you want profound wealth and freedom, perhaps choose the eagle. Hold the image of this animal in your mind's eye during deep meditation. Feel the emotional signature of the eagle. Then, completely release the thought and walk out into the world. You have just cast a net into the quantum ocean. When the eagle finally appears in your reality, whether in the sky, in a book, or spoken by a friend, you will know that your manifestation is actively downloading into the physical plane. The appearance of the animal is the receipt of your cosmic transaction. It proves that the order was received and is currently being fulfilled. Always remember that the animal is acting as the perfect mirror of the mind. If you encounter an aggressive or injured animal, do not fall into fear. The quantum field is simply showing you a dense pocket of energy within your own subconscious that requires immediate healing. The injured bird on your porch is a reflection of your own neglected inner child. The aggressive dog barking at you reflects your own suppressed anger and boundary issues. Reality is never attacking you. It is only ever revealing you to yourself. When you heal the emotion within, the aggressive signs will immediately vanish from your timeline, replaced by symbols of peace and harmony. This is the ultimate level of radical responsibility. You realize that everything out there is intricately tied to everything in here. To change the reflection in the mirror, you must simply change the posture of the person standing in front of it. As you begin to master this, you will naturally start raising your vibrational frequency. And as your frequency rises, the nature of the symbols will dramatically shift. When you live in survival mode, the field sends you signs related to basic safety and grounding. But as you ascend into love, joy, and peace, the quantum field gains the ability to use lighter, more ethereal frequencies to communicate with you. You will begin to see extremely rare animals. You will experience impossible synchronicity, where animals behave in ways that completely defy their natural instincts just to catch your attention. This is because your high vibration has literally warped the local laws of physics around your body. You become a walking vortex of probability, and nature itself bends to acknowledge your presence. This is the state of the ascended master, where every step you take is a beautiful, synchronized dance with the divine creator. It is also vital to understand the collective unconscious and shared symbols. Why does a snake almost universally mean transformation, and an owl mean wisdom? Over thousands of years, billions of human consciousnesses have observed these animals and assigned them specific meanings. This continuous observation has carved deep energetic grooves into the quantum field. It is a shared psychic database. When the universe wants to send you a clear message, it utilizes these heavily established grooves because they are the easiest paths for the energy to travel. By learning the archetypal meanings of animals, you are basically learning the vocabulary of the universe. You are installing the translation software into your brain. The broader your understanding of these symbols, the more complex and nuanced the messages from the field can become. You upgrade your connection from basic dial-up to high-speed universal intelligence. We have reached the final integration of this profound truth. You must now step fully out of the passive role and claim your throne. The animals you see are not out there, they are in you. The space between you and the hawk soaring above you is entirely an illusion generated by your physical brain. In the true quantum reality, you are the hawk. You are the field. You are the infinite universe looking through a human lens, manifesting a bird to remind itself of its own absolute freedom. Once this realization fully anchors into your cells, fear dissolves completely. You can never be a victim of circumstance again. Every event, every animal, every gust of wind is a love letter from your higher self, guiding you back to your ultimate truth. Walk forward today not as a human searching for signs, but as the infinite creator generating the signs to illuminate your own magnificent path. The ultimate truth is finally revealed to you. You are not living inside of a reality. You are the reality, observing itself in real time. Every repeating animal symbol, every sudden synchronicity, And every feeling of déjà vu is the quantum field bending to the sheer power of your focused consciousness. You are the ultimate architect of your existence. Thank you for stepping into this space and receiving this transmission today. If this profound truth awakened something deep within your soul, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video to help the algorithm share this awakening with others. Now, I want you to anchor this new vibration into the physical world. Write this exact phrase in the comments below. I am the observer creating my reality. Let us build a massive wave of conscious creation together. Before you go, tell me, what specific animal signs or synchronicities have you been noticing in your life recently?